You are tired in a way that sleep does not fix. You serve, you show up, you do all the right things, and somehow you are running on empty. So you assume the problem is that you are not doing enough. So you add more, you try harder, you serve more, and you get more tired. Here is the truth almost nobody will tell you. You are not exhausted because you are doing too little for God. You are exhausted because you are trying to earn something He already gave you. This is spiritual burnout, and it is quietly everywhere. It wears the mask of faithfulness. It looks like a good Christian who never says no, but underneath it is a soul trying to pay for a gift. Let me show you the signs because most Christians miss every one of them. And if even one of them is you, do not be discouraged. Seeing it is the first step to being free of it. Sign 1. You feel like you are never doing enough for God. No matter how much you serve, there is a low hum of guilt underneath it. You rest and you feel lazy. You say no to something and you feel like you failed Him. There is always another thing you should be doing. This is not conviction. Conviction is specific and it leads somewhere. This is a fog of never enough that never lifts. And a God of grace is not the author of that fog. Ephesians 2:8 says it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, not by works. Read that slowly, not by works. If your peace with God depends on your performance, you will never rest, because there is always more you could have done. Sign 2. Your worth rises and falls with your productivity. On the days you pray well and serve hard, you feel close to God. On the days you fall short, you feel like He is disappointed in you. Your sense of being loved is tied to your spiritual output. But that is not how a father loves a child. A newborn has produced nothing and is loved completely. You did not earn your way into the family, and you cannot earn your way to staying. Romans 5:8 says, "While we were still sinners, Christ died for us." He loved you at your least productive moment. He loved you before you did a single thing for Him. Your worth was settled at the cross, not on your calendar. Sign 3. You cannot rest without guilt. When you finally stop, you do not feel peace. You feel restless. Sitting still feels like you are getting away with something. So you fill the quiet with more serving, more doing, more noise. But God did not just permit rest. He commanded it. He built a whole day of rest into creation and called it holy. Not because He was tired, but because you would need it. Mark 2:27 says the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Rest is not a reward you earn after you are productive enough. Rest is an act of trust that God can run the world without you for a day. The refusal to rest is not devotion. It is quiet pride. It is the belief that the work depends on you. It does not. It never did. Sign 4. You serve people, but you rarely enjoy God. Somewhere along the way, the relationship became a job. You know how to work for Him. You have forgotten how to be with Him. Prayer became a task list. Worship became a performance. Scripture became material. You are like Martha, busy in the kitchen, while the one thing needful passes you by. Jesus loved Martha, but He told her the truth. Luke 10:42 says, "Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken from her." Mary just sat at His feet and enjoyed Him. And Jesus called that the better thing. When was the last time you were with God and were not trying to accomplish anything? If you cannot remember, that is the sign. You have been working for God so long that you forgot to enjoy Him. Sign 5. You are afraid that if you stop, you will lose your value. Deep down, there is a fear you rarely say out loud, that your usefulness is the reason you are wanted. That if you stopped serving, stopped producing, stopped being needed, you would be forgotten. So you keep going, not out of love, but out of fear. This is the fear of man wearing a spiritual costume. You are performing for an audience, and you have told yourself the audience is God. But God is not the one demanding the performance. Galatians 1:10 asks, if I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. The God who already accepted you is not the one holding the stopwatch. You are, and you can put it down. Sign 6. Your service has slowly replaced your relationship. It happens so gradually you never notice the swap. At first you served God because you loved Him. Then the serving grew, and the loving shrank. And now the work for God has quietly taken the place of God Himself. You can be so busy building His kingdom that you never actually talk to the King. Revelation 2 says the church at Ephesus did great works and endured and did not grow weary. And yet Jesus said, I have this against you. You have forsaken the love you had at first. They had the works, they had lost the love. It is possible to burn out doing things for a God you have stopped enjoying. Sign 7. You think the answer is to try harder. Every time the exhaustion returns, your solution is more effort, more discipline, more serving, more early mornings gritted out by willpower. But you cannot fix a burnout caused by striving with more striving. That is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The answer to spiritual exhaustion is not to do more for God. It is to receive more from God. Jesus said, Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. He did not say work harder. He said, Come to me. The rest was never on the other side of your effort. It was on the other side of your surrender. Not more trying, less clenching. The rest comes when you finally stop earning and start receiving. 7 signs. You feel like you are never doing enough. Your worth rises and falls with your productivity. You cannot rest without guilt. You serve people, but you rarely enjoy God. You are afraid that if you stop, you will lose your value. Your service has slowly replaced your relationship, and you think the answer is to try harder. If those landed, hear this clearly. God does not want your exhaustion. He never asked for it. He is not standing over you with a list, disappointed. That voice demanding you earn His love is not His voice. The work of earning God was already finished on a cross by someone who was not you. It is finished. That was the whole point. Your striving cannot add to a work that is already complete. So here is what to do, and it will feel almost too simple. Stop trying to earn what you already have. This week, take one thing you have been doing to prove yourself to God, and do it instead simply because you are already loved. Then take 1 hour and do nothing for Him at all. Just be with Him. No task, no agenda, no producing, just presence. It will feel uncomfortable, like you are wasting time. That discomfort is the burnout leaving. Sit in it anyway. Let God love you while you produce nothing. That is where the healing begins. You were never meant to carry the weight of earning God. He carried it for you so that you could finally rest. Come off the treadmill. The love was never at the end of it. It was there before you took the first step. Walking with God is not a performance. It is a daily decision to receive. Keep walking with Him and let yourself rest in Him.